Conquest has many great rewards, and using the strategy in this video will help you build your team for free. I mean, just look at how shiny this Albert Pujols is. If you're like me, this mode was like a challenging game of Risk to start. I tried over and over and over again and still couldn't figure out the most effective way to beat Conquest. However, we cracked the code, and without further ado, let's get into the 4 steps to help you guys beat Conquest. When you begin the game, the board is empty with the exception of strongholds. There are 2 types of territories, simple territories and strongholds. We're going to focus on the simple territories first. The game begins in the reinforcement phase. During turn 1, you can only reinforce your stronghold because it's the only territory you control. The next phase is the attack phase. I like to first work my way up to Minnesota to prevent them from expanding west, essentially cutting them off. Sorry, Minnesota. From there, I expand west to cut off the Rockies. Once I have the perimeter, which will be important in step 2, I begin to fill it in. In this step, my territories will have a maximum of 1 fan per territory. Fans are a premium at the beginning of the game, and it's very important that you do not lose fans. The next phase is the steal phase, aka the waste of time phase. Skip it. Once you fill in the perimeter and there are no more free spaces available, you're ready for step 2. Step 2 is traditionally where I went wrong before. I would try to attack and conquer other territories to expand. Instead, we want to protect what we've built. One quick note, at this time you have the most territories of any team in the game. When you were filling in your perimeter, the CPU didn't have freebies to take. Therefore, you are gaining a territory lead over the other CPUs. Also, you took the maximum number of territories because you spread your fans as thin as they could go. So because of that strategy, we are getting the most amount of fans per turn during the reinforcement phase, which is a huge advantage to expand how many fans you have in comparison to the computer. To build the wall, start by adding 1 fan to each territory on the perimeter. Do this until you have 4 fans on each perimeter territory. Again, don't worry about the inwards territories. They can have 1 and they will have 1 for the rest of the game. The idea being that the opponent, unless they can break through your wall, can't get at those territories. So they are protected and you will yield the reinforcements for them for the rest of the game. Once you have 4 fans on each perimeter territory, essentially at this point, you've won the game. The opponent will not break through, and you will be able to add more fans to the computer for the rest of the game, as we discussed earlier. At this point, you're ready for the 3rd step. Stack all of your reinforcements to the far west and start mowing down the computer. The Mariners and Giants are your first victim. Simple territories can be attacked through simulation. This is an important concept to save you a lot of time. Attack all computers where you have a high chance of winning the simulation. Do not attack unless you have a high chance of winning. You will lose a lot of fans. My personal strategy is expand and then build. One turn, my focus is expanding my kingdom as far as it can, and then the next turn I will reinforce what I have built. Personally, I will take over the whole board before I worry about any of the strongholds. Once you've taken all the territories aside from the strongholds, you're ready for step 4. Stack the territory next to each stronghold with as many fans as you can. At this point in the game, you're going to be able to put 50 or more reinforcements on these territories. Since you have a huge fan advantage, you will be able to play these games on veteran. This is the easiest difficulty available for taking over strongholds. Take each stronghold 1 by 1 and you'll be well on your way to an 89 Albert Pujols. A quick summary of what we've talked about so far. 1. Take as many territories as you can and cut off your opponent. 2. Fill in the perimeter. 3. Build a wall with 4 fans in each territory. 5. Expand and build your wall on alternating turns. Outnumber your opponent's strongholds and take them over on the veteran difficulty. I hope this helps you defeat Conquest. If it did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to be sure not to miss any of my Madden or MLB the Show tip videos, be sure to ring that bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.